I didn't check the mic. Oh. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Sorry, before the stream began, it's so stupid. Before the stream began, I was literally doing a little bit of building, and a tiny little bit of plastic hit me in the eye. And I've just spent the previous 10 minutes running it through some water. So as you can see, it's really red. You thought I had pink eye. I know, that's what I thought, Jacob. But like, if you've seen the thumbnail, I took that picture this afternoon. I don't have a red eye then. Oh, God. Here's the excuse for being late, yeah. Eye pain. What a loser. Thinks he can fob us off with eye pain. Anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello, Go For It Painting. Gordon Pryor. Good evening. Yamel Langmar, the Eternal Crusader, Dahi McGibbon, Mark Watson, Jordan, Jacob, Philip, Edward, Captain Mannerings. Captain Mannerings, sir. Your greetings get consistently more complimentary as they go on. Smash the pie. Is there a pie to smash? Yeah, all that talk of batting eyelashes earlier, and then I go and damage my eye. Truly on the front line of grey potential. Sorry. I'm sure my eye will be fine. I'm just cleaning my glasses. Texas Wargaming, good afternoon. Good evening, Philip. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you're getting pie from. I finished Gobsprack and just got my Christmas gift from my girlfriend. It was the Trug's Great Trog Herd. I remember my names of things eventually. Oh, good lord! It's been a good afternoon. Hey, Niall. Yeah. It has been a stressful last sort of 15-20 minutes. I was waiting for my dinner to arrive and I thought, you know what, I'll just do a little bit of building. Nope. That was a terrible choice. Good evening, Murph's lawyer. Robert. Aye, aye, sir. Is this not the Warhipster cookery hour? Am I on the wrong stream? Yes. Oh. I don't generally tend to do a cookery stream. We could. It would be awful. It would be us slapping things in the air fryer. I'm not sure anyone needs to see that. But yes, we're here. It's live. As always, if you could smash the like button, that would be lovely. Because it lets more people come in here. And they'll like the stream as well. But YouTube will be like, hey, this guy's doing a great job. We should send more people to him. And then more people will subscribe to the channel. Now, if we can get that number down in the bottom left-hand corner where it says 53,547, if we can get that to say 54,000, I will have doubled the size of my channel this year. Which would be incredible. We would need to get to something like 54,400 and something. But that would be amazing. Just saying. Do you have Stormbringer? No. The magazine? I do not. I'm going to look it up. Stormbringer magazine. I don't have it because whilst it's really cool and it's really good, I didn't need any of the stuff. Because I have all the stuff. And I didn't want to double my entire collection with stuff that I would never get to. I mean, come on, it's taken me 18 months to do a Knight Judicator. You know? It's taken me even longer to get the Vanquishers and the Vigilors done. I bought them the day they were released. I pre-ordered them, and they came, and I didn't do anything with them. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't need any of that stuff. I've painted most of the models already, and exactly. I didn't need to do it again. That's the problem I have is often when I have models that I really like, and I've done them before, the choice is, do I make a video for you guys, or do I sit and not make a video and paint something else? It's why I've done that Hammers of Sigmar video the way I did it. Because I figured how to paint Hammers of Sigmar Vanquishers wasn't going to be a good video. I didn't want to do, like, 4 different storm hosts either to make it, like, kind of like a thing. Because I actually wanted to just finish off one of my armies this year. Good evening, Chapter Master Joe. How are you? Are you all good? Has Stormbringer just been released in the States or something? Is that why people... Because the Stormbringer thing has come up quite a few times in the last sort of week or so. Has it finally left the shores of the UK for the rest of the world? Question outside of Warhammer. Have you seen the greatest movie out of 2023, The Creator? Jacob, I have not. What is it? The Creator movie. Oh, I've seen the trailer. I'm aware of it. I haven't seen it, though. Is it good? I was hoping it would be good. What's your opinion on having to flip the coat cap over instead of just taking it off? It annoys me, Conic. It annoys me no end. I get it, but it annoys me. It's contrary to what I was told once upon a time, in that there's 2 different plastics, so you can't recycle them both in the same way. And now they're just like, no, you can. So it's like, cool. Well, we might as well just do it then, you know. Leave the 2 things attached. Anyway. You cried. Well, then it's definitely good. Gentlemen and ladies. Same director as Rogue One. Oh, I don't want to watch it then. If it's... Rogue One was fine. Anyway. The purpose of tonight is really just a celebration. Because this year has been unbelievable. Like, it's been absolutely unbelievable this year. The amount of growth we've had, the amount of videos I've made, members, Patreons, Tale Many Warhipster Season 2, all of that. We've had so much amazing things happen this year. Warhammer Fest, Realms of Ruin was pretty cool. I need to finish it. I would have put Baldur's Gate 3 on the poster, but on the thumbnail, sorry. But YouTube doesn't like it when you chop and change your channel topic. So if you even for a second looks like you're going to talk about something that isn't what you normally talk about, YouTube's like, no one's going to want to watch this. Boo! Even though video games such as Baldur's Gate 3 and D&D World massively crosses over with Warhammer and Games Workshop, doesn't matter. But Baldur's Gate 3 was a thing this year, which has just absolutely completely changed my life for what I expect from companies that make things. Don't forget Rogue Trader. I haven't had a go at it yet, Mark. So jury's out on that one until I've had a go. I need to buy it. There's lots of things I need to buy. Lots and lots and lots of things I need to buy. Yeah, so really tonight is just a massive kind of a big thank you to all of you for being the best community. Every content creator says this, right? That their community is the best community, and what they're saying is they're lying to you. Because actually the best community in the world, globally, in the solar system, in the galaxy, in the universe, is right here at youtube.com/Warhipster. That's where it is. Like, you guys are incredible. And I am so sustained by you guys out there. I think initially things can be things have been difficult at times, right? But I've had a bit of an attitude shift in the last, I want to say, sort of 4 or 5 months, whereby I realized just how much my kind of to give you some context, when we talk about introverts and extroverts, I am a classic introvert, right? If we talk about Myers-Briggs MBTI stuff, I'm a classic introvert in that I get all of my energy from being quiet and solitary and alone for a moment, this kind of thing. It's how I re-energize at the end of a long day. It's my safe space, right? But that's changed more and more as this year has gone on, in that I feel like I wait for today, for Wednesday, and Wednesday's kind of like the beginning of Warhipster week in many ways, because Wednesday is when we do the live stream. Thursday is when the first painting video of the week comes out. Friday, sometimes there's a painting video. Saturday, there's another painting video. Usually, that's a Games Workshop pre-order day, right, on the Saturday. Sunday, as has been the case this year at times, there's then been videos from Saturday through to the following Saturday. Now, I used to view kind of doing the live streams as being really fun, but they would be exceptionally exhausting. But actually, in the last sort of, I think 5-6 months, actually, probably rather than 4 or 5, last 5-6 months, I've had this bit of this kind of things have more kind of clicked into place a little bit for me, in that I realized just quite how much my passion at times, when I am driving it only by myself, can start to kind of waver in the winds of difficulty. But actually, I feel like my community, I feel like you guys who tune into these live streams, I feel like everybody in the Discord chatting away and forming friendships across the globe and feeding back to each other and giving each other ideas and inspiration and all that kind of stuff. When people point out the dumb stuff that I say and the stupid things that I do, and find me as entertaining as I find myself sometimes, I realize that actually what you guys are, you are my bellows. You are the ones that breathe oxygen into my passion. And my passion is making Warhammer content, painting content to help other people enjoy their passion. So from the bottom of my heart, from the core of my being, all I can ever say to anyone out there who has ever supported me in any way, shape or form is a big, wholehearted, no holds barred thank you. I love you and I appreciate you and I would kill for you. Because honestly, like, it's such a, I think it's such a meaningful, incredible thing that we're building around here. Chapter Master Joe, what are you most excited for potential release wise for 2024? The Old World. I'm very excited for the Old World. And beyond that, I have no clue what's happening. So yeah, the Old World. I'm super excited for it. I'm also excited for Usharan, but we already know he's coming because we've got the battle tome, and he's already been previewed, so we know he's on his way. Oh, and Justice Gormain and all that. I'm really excited for them. Beyond that, no idea what's happening. So we can guess. We can guess that AOS 4 is on the way. So yeah. I'm excited for all of that. Justin says, just wanted to say thanks for all your content and videos. I really appreciate your time and effort. Has helped me a lot. Oh, that's very kind of you, Justin. Thank you. But I want to say thank you to you, as I'm waxing lyrical about how beautiful all of you are. It is because of your kind words like that makes things. Liam's just dropped in and flopped his 10 gifted members out. And somehow has managed to gift himself. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you very much, Liam. You hero. Liam's helping take us that one step closer towards that 690. 690. Hey Katara, I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Jacob says, best Warhammer channel. Thanks for everything, man. It's very cool having the opportunity to being able to engage with a content creator with engagement like this. Oh, always, Jacob. Always. Any plans for the new year? Yeah, paint forever and ever and ever. Maybe play some games. I should be able to work it in somehow in 365 days, right? Somewhere there should be some space to do that. Really hoping for Skaven rumor to be true, as it would be delighted if true. Same. I think that would be amazing. I'm just kind of capped up on the chat here for a second. Big man incredible. 69 memes. We're going for 69 memes all over the place. Nice. No, we need 69 likes first. That's the first one. And then we need 69 new members. Right, we're losing subscribers. It's classic. Thank you, sir. Since your videos leveled up my painting skills. That's very kind of you, Murph's lawyer. Do you think you'll do a New Year's live stream? Do you want me to live stream? Do you want me to do live stream on New Year's Eve or on New Year's Day? Which would you prefer? I talked briefly with Alice about doing the Titan stream on New Year's Day. I don't think she would. I don't think she'd appreciate it if I spent the entire day painting Titan. Apparently, I disconnected from the chat for a moment there. but my stream looks fine. Are we still going? That was very strange. GW dropped another engine thing. Now looks like it's a Stormcast sword. Oh, and AOS 4 is definitely on its way. I believe so. Now the question, Chinese food or Indian food? I prefer Indian food because Chinese food doesn't work very well with my belly. Oh, it's very strange. I just got a chat disconnect. Very odd. It's been noticeable that you've been enjoying live streams more. It's great that everything seems to be taking off. Oh, thank you, Dave. I have been really enjoying it. Like I said, just a slight change of attitude from me. And I realized just kind of how much I need this. Rather than viewing a live stream as like, oh, it's 2 hours of streaming late, of performing, which I used to love performing when I was younger. And then I kind of developed this weird sort of nervousness around being, you know, out there, as it were. Can we get a line of those awesome paint and splatter jogging bottoms? Jordan, I've been trying to find somewhere that will do that. I really want to. I want to make like paint splatter. I want to make paint splatter tracksuits. I want to make paint splatter tracksuits that literally just have. I want to start a line of clothes. It's so ridiculous. I wanted to start this thing that is just literally. It's just called. And with that done, because I say it like 45 times during a video, you know. What do you do with all the models you paint up? The Eternal Crusader, what I do with all the models I paint up is I inevitably start a new army with them. And then they go into this cabinet in various different coordinate combinations. And into the other Kallax cabinet, which is way over in the background, which you can't see. I wonder if AOS 4 will have another Stormcast redesign. I don't think they'll have a redesign, but they will expand upon the Thunderstrike elements, 100%. They've already said that there's going to be... what are they called? Liberators. Hello, Dwarven Darkness. I am looking forward to the new year with AOS and your amazing tutorials to accompany them. Thank you, the Grey Tide. I'm looking forward to it. AOS is going to be big next year. Oh... You see, we do a 40k box. We get the 40k box done. And then we don't think about 40k for a year. Because then the AOS box comes. And the AOS box... If I had to guess, the AOS box is going to look 45,000 times more interesting than the 40k box. That's for sure. You made some progress on Soulbright. Excellent. I like Estrella. I hope everything is fine with her. In the story. Can we cuddle next year? Yes, Liam, we can. We can cuddle gently, if you like. We can do quite a manly cuddle. We can do that thing where, you know, it's fists only in the back. You know, we can do that's what you get pushing pencils around the desk, that type of thing. Trying to remember how many subs you had at the beginning of the year. It ticked over to 30,000 on New Year's Day. In person on stream. Yeah, we can do that. We have to wear clothes though if it's on stream. We also have Old World, but the Tomb Kings will be super easy for a tutorial. Apply Skeleton Horde, job's done. Warhipster battle ready. Maybe Avelian. They might be a little bit more complicated than that, though. Look at that, guys. You've absolutely rocketed up to 43 likes on the stream. Can we pick up 16 more? Can we do it in the first half an hour? Um, beginning of December, I was on 27,000. So between now and then, I have almost double it. So like I said, if we get that number to 54,000, it will be effectively a doubling in a year. Only clothes allowed are paint splatter. Now that and with that done, I had this idea for two different types of t-shirts, right? Two different types of brand lines. One is the and with that done, right? The other one was just Warhipster Battle Ready and just having that on stuff. And then I mocked up a stupid t-shirt, right, where it said, so with all of those shades applied, our model is now what I would call a Warhipster Battle Ready. But we're not going to leave it there. No, we're going to take it to the next level. And we're going to do this by adding some layers and some highlights. Because I say that in nearly every damn video. I'm not scripted either. It just happens. I've got catchphrases. And they're not like super punchy, snappy, catchy catchphrases. Should I just change the name of the channel to, and with that done, we're moving on to the next model, as we always are. 69 likes or we riot. We're getting there. 12 more. 12 more in the first half an hour of a stream, and I'll be a happy boy. You've got 1 minute left. When you catch them, you should just say catchphrase. No, because every video would start with that. I would just be like, catchphrase. Every video always starts with, hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial. However, there is going to be a video in the imminent future which is not a Contrast Plus painting tutorial. It is in fact going to be an Express Color Plus tutorial. It's happened, I've done it, I want to show you guys. I did it last night. Last night? Night before. I'm just trying to open up my camera here. So I promised you Flesh Eater Courts fans out there that there would be more Flesh Eater Courts videos on the way. Camos, yes, there you are. Do you ever get burnout from painting? No, I don't. What I have is hesitance to paint. Sometimes on some projects. Sometimes when there's models I just don't care about, or not care about. When it's a faction I just don't vibe with. So Tyranids were a great example of that. I really just didn't want to do them. So I had to break up doing the Tyranids with doing the Space Marines. Because otherwise I would have just been like, no. Here we are. Oh, I've been painting this today. Well, I started this earlier. We have our Primaris Psyker. I've been working on these Regimental Advisors. Here they are. These are for a spicy video. Anyway, so more Flesh Eater Courts tutorials. You guys are after it. You guys are getting it. So first up, we are going to be doing some Gristlegore Crypt Guard. Here they are. Behold. Do you like them? I like them. I like them a lot. So there's your Gristlegore boys. A lot of people have commented on the video saying, thank God you didn't do Hollowmorn. They're really boring. Well, bad news, everybody. If you like Hollowmorn, I've done Hollowmorn. I've also got 3 different kind of tones of skin there for Hollowmorn. So 3 different ways to make it nice and easy for you to paint Hollowmorn. There you go. So there's some Hollowmorn Crypt Guard. They're really cool. I really like those. They're a nice little unit. Again, had a comment yesterday saying, God, I hope you do blister skin. They're the best ones by far. Well, the good news is, everybody, I've done a blister skin video as well. Look, here it is. Blister skin, Crypt Guard. There they are. Looking all blistered and horrible. Poor guys. They were just having a good time until they stepped out under the sun. And then I filmed using nothing but Vallejo colours. So I even used Vallejo game colours in some of the things that I've got. I painted this. So this is Vallejo Express colours, using Vallejo game colour metallics, and using Vallejo game colours to add some highlights. It's all Vallejo, apart from the primer. The primer was White Scar. I can only apologise. But there you go. There you have it. So it's close to... It's kind of Morgaunt, but I really liked it. I really liked doing it. I thought it was really cool. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4 Flesh Eater Quartz videos coming. They'll be coming before the new year. The other model I finished up was to finish off the Triumvirate of the Imperium, Grandmaster Voldus. So fans of 40k, you're still getting something. And also, we recently did Cypher. We did... Gilliman a little while back, so I painted Voldus as well. This is for Mr. Reza Prime for his Christmas present. So he now has 3 HQs for his Grey Knights from me. His Grey Knight, Dread Knight, Grandmaster, Castellan Crow, and now Grandmaster Voldus as well. And now I'm working on the Imperial Regimental Advisors. Now you've done some models with express colours rather than just bases. What do you think? I think it's good. They're good. They're good. They're good paints. It's a different experience working with them because they are They are much more matte, and they do take a lot longer to dry. And I was being really impatient because I normally like to just fire on through. And when you're painting something the size of a ghoul, there's not a lot of space for kind of... We've done the skin, but now we're going to do this thing that's as far away from the skin as it's easy to possible to be. But they're good. Meh, it'll tell better. I do love contrast paint. That's never going to change. What's your favourite carbohydrate source? I mean, I just love carbs. I had pizza for dinner. I mean, that's not carbohydrate source, but it is bread, I guess. Bread? Yeah, let's go with bread. Oh. So yeah, there's plenty of content coming over the next couple of weeks. Plenty of stuff. As Liam mentioned earlier, he is streaming on New Year's Eve. So if I don't stream New Year's Eve, you should absolutely go and watch Liam Dempsey. I probably won't stream New Year's Eve, to be honest. I may stream New Year's Day, though. If Alice and I were together on our own on Christmas Day, I would even possibly do that, but we're with my family, so we're leaving the studio, I guess. We're leaving our house on Friday, possibly Saturday morning. I've got a lot of stuff to edit. And then we're back here on Tuesday, I think. Because I've got a lot of stuff to get ready for next year. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm having 3 days off. But to be honest, I'll be writing during those times because I've got some videos I need to write. I need to collaborate with Liam on one if he's still here. I need to come to him with a content proposal. Really odd question, but do you have a Spotify playlist with all the songs from the intros of your videos? That's not an odd question, the Unbelievable Beaver. The short answer is no. What I have is I have a subscription to Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is where I get all of my music from. And that is where you can find it. If you subscribe. You're going to propose to me. I am Liam. Does your family know what a legend you are? Sadly, Vicious Goose. Let me take you on. Let me tell you a story about my family. I have to turn the music down in my ears just for this for the moment. Now, my older brother gets it. He thinks what I'm doing is really cool. Because he gets it. He's into social media and this, that, and the other. He doesn't work in social media. He works in TV. But he gets what I'm doing. And he thinks it's cool. And he follows a little bit along with the channel. He doesn't paint Warhammer, but he follows what I'm doing. My younger brother does not consume any social content at all whatsoever. He spends no time on the internet. He pretends he's too old to understand it, but he's younger than me, so... So he's like, oh, I don't watch things on YouTube. I don't have Instagram. I only use Facebook to upload pictures of my cat. It's like, you are not as old as you are pretending you are. And now my parents understand it in terms of money. That's how they understand it. So the conversation is often, are you able to pay your rent doing what you do? And I'm like, yeah. And they go, cool. That's all we need to know. And that's it. So, like, my biggest cheerleader is Alice, 100%. She is the greatest cheerleader. You know, often it's thanks to her that I get that kind of kick in the arse to actually get on with it sometimes. There are some days where I'm just like, I'm not sure I have the energy to go and paint or anything like that. And she'll just be like, look, you can either take the time off now or you can take the time off once it's done. Either way, you can't do both though. And you know, she's a great motivator, and you guys out there, for the amount of videos that you get, you owe Alice as much as you owe me. Proposal for penetration. Market penetration, certainly, Captain Mannerings. Hi, Josh. Just wanted to say that as someone who started painting at the end of last year, you've been a huge inspiration in my painting journey. I've just finished my first big model in Magnus. Congratulations, 10th Muffin Man. He is not easy. Are you proud of him? I'm glad I could help. Thanks for all the content this year. I find myself looking through lots of your videos for different skin tones. Have you or would you make a video on just different contrast skin tones? I technically have King Clamo. I've done one. It's the Chaos Cultists video. I did 10 different skin tones in that video. There are 10 in that one. It is something I can consider though. I had one planned for a while, and I was going to build some of the Kyric Acolytes that I've got, because they're ideal for it, right? Because they've got so much flesh on display. I can certainly look into doing that in the new year, though. A specific just how to paint flesh. And then we'll Frankenstein it into... You brought it up, Captain Mannerings. Let's just pitch in and start Warhipster Studios LLC. Oh, one day, Philip. Al and I were talking about it the other night. I can't remember what we were doing, but we were talking about the future. She was like, when is it that you see? When is it that you see expansion happens? And I said, if we have another year of growth like we did this year, we could be looking at hiring somebody at least part-time in January of 2025, which does mean another long year for me. But we could be looking at making somebody else's Warhammer dream come true 2025. I presented the lion I painted following your guide to my local Warhammer store Christmas painting contest. I likely won't win, but I'm now confident enough to try, thanks to you. Oh, your mail. That's very kind of you. I'm glad, because your lion is fantastic. You've done a really great job on it. I hope you win. I'm rooting for you. And if you don't win, well, remember that I didn't win a single pin at Golden Demon. So, it's not a comment on you. That's what I had to be told. It's not a comment on your painting. I was like, well, it is. For me, it's an indictment of my painting. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, also, why is it? Is it, oh, just other people were just better. I was like, oh, cool. Could you share Eddie with Liam, maybe? I'd rather share Joe, to be honest. Joe can be a chief memes. He sends me enough of them in WhatsApp and various other social media platforms. Can I ask why you use the GW rattle can as a primers as opposed to using an airbrush to apply them? Yeah, because it's what I know and it's what I like doing. It's also because if you're as many people are here in the chat today when they say they've just joined the channel or they've been around so they've started painting last year, they'll have come to my video and they'll have seen that they can get everything and they don't have to invest any more than what they have to get to paint the video, right? Whereas if I go, I've primed this with using an airbrush, doing this, that, and the other. People see that and go, oh well, I have to get an airbrush to do that, and it immediately, it immediately just upsets people. Everyone waved their members at him. If you could become a member of the Warhipster channel, that would be incredible. But that's the reason I don't use an airbrush, is I don't want anybody to open up a video of mine that isn't clearly labeled. So this is the thing, is like the Vallejo Express color one is very much going to be, it's not going to be how to paint Crypt Guard, it's Vallejo Express Plus how to paint Crypt Guard. So it's very clearly that you go into that one knowing that it's Vallejo. If you go into one of my Citadel videos, then you'll know that it's a Citadel video. Ross RLG has just become a member. Thank you very, very much, Ross. That's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you indeed. And that's one of the kind of things I've talked about this before. But when I made my kind of, I guess, my last return to the hobby, because, you know, I'm not leaving it now. It's my job. I'm going to lose my job. When I made my last return to the hobby, I was looking at, you know, it was 7th edition, right? And all these things about detachments and stuff were out there. And people were saying, you should do a Gladius Strike Force, a Gladius detachment, and that'll give you free transports for your Space Marines. I was like, okay, cool. So what do I need to do that? I need to go for some rhinos and things. I was like, but I've never painted, like, tanks like that before. So how do I do them? In every video I came across, even using all the search keywords, it'd be like, how to paint a rhino using Games Workshop paints and brushes. Every video, without fail, you'd open it up. So we're going to start by priming we're going to start by giving it a nice coat through our airbrush using some Vallejo Air Color Blue. And I'm like, this isn't a Citadel video. Every single one. And it annoyed me. And I was like, I never want someone to come to one of my videos and be like, ooh. Have you ever tried the Turbo Dork Color Shift paint? I haven't, Jordan. Have you thought about doing some kind of comparison chart between contrast and express colors? Would be cool to have an overview about where the colors match or line up in the combined range. I hadn't thought about it because I've really only just been sort of playing with them in the last sort of since Wednesday. No, when did I stream? Sunday. So I've only had them in my hands since Sunday, and I've painted. I painted one video. I've done one video, one model. I've done a bunch of things. It is something that we can certainly do. I would only ever want to put a video out like that that's accurate, rather than just kind of rushing it. So yeah, I'll certainly think about it, Murphs. I bought an airbrush 6 months ago, still not taking it out of its box. It's too scary. I kind of get you. I have an airbrush. I've used it once, and it was on a live stream, and I nearly sprayed water out of a pot all over my table. Good evening, Reza. I've just seen you. Hello, mate. Love you. I can't have Joe. I understand, Liam. I'm gonna have to figure out a more attractive package for Joe for his remuneration, and then I'll ask him to get himself fired. About time I subscribed. Your videos have helped me enjoy painting rather than finding it frustrating. That's exactly what I aim to do, is try and take the frustration. I just want you to be proud of what you guys produce. And if I can help anyone feel that way, then that's selfishly, that's what I really care about. That's why I make the videos. I just want people to enjoy painting as much as I do. 58 likes. We're climbing. We're rolling, Philip. Will you be putting out shorts for the new Vallejo Express paint? Struggling for time to watch the whole video. Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, we can do that. I need to go back and do quite a few of those. What it looks like. For that, I just need to have 2 days, because they take an absolute age. Like there's 60 paints, right? So it's in terms of. It's stupid, right? There's 60 paints. You want to see it over at least 3 primers, and then you also want to see it over 3 metallic primers. It's usually what the questions are, right? So if you get it over 3 metallic primers, silver, gold, and bronze, or brass, that's 6 different primers, which means if there's 60 paints, then you've got to do 60 bases, and you've got to do it 60 times 6, which is 360 bases that need priming. And then I've got to paint 360 paints, and then edit all of them. So it's I don't know why GW doesn't hire him. Can't afford him and people know his face. People don't know my face. I can go to an event and no one notices me. It's usually at the end of the day when someone goes, "Excuse me, are you him?" And I'm like, "Who's him?" We're 7 likes away, guys. 7 likes away from the magic number. I will get this right. Paint Rack is the app. What do you mean, sir? No, thank you, mate. Your painting videos have not only helped me to get back into the painting aspect of the hobby, but also made me proud of the work I've done. Good night, Solaire. I'm glad. It's not just his salary, though. You have to feed him, wash him, make sure he brushes his teeth. Do you have to dress him as well? If you do get to dress Joe, can you dress him up in some hilariously fun outfits? I would enjoy that. I would enjoy it for my amusement. Would you ever consider painting Carl Franz, now Free Guild General on Griffin? It's a really cool sculpt, however, as it's older, there are no good guides for it, with only about 2 that are airbrush. The 10th Muffin Man, you see, now you raise an interesting question, because the old world is on the way, which means the Empire of Man is returning, which means there'll be a lot of returning Empire kits. So maybe when there's some sort of Empire-specific faction focus or whatever, maybe we will do Carl Franz. We can do it then. That will be when I'll do it, if I'm going to do it. And I would like to do it. It's just finding the time. I used super traditional painting styles with Vallejo, but your videos have made me embrace contrast more because you've shown me how to make them look good. Oh, thank you, Avelian. That's very kind of you. Gobsprack is my best work, thanks to you, my man. Oh, that's very kind of you, Jacob. I'm glad I could help. Liam Dempsey, great channel yourself. Learnt a lot. He is a great channel. He is a good dude as well. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to Liam Dempsey. Because he's only, what, 800 away now? 800 away from 30k? 30k for Christmas for Liam. That would be great. For him. And for me. Have you ever mixed contrast paint with metallics? I find it works as good, colourful metal. I haven't, Conic. I've thought about it. I did try once something called Metal Plus from Instar Paint, and I don't think it worked. It just kind of gave a glossy contrast paint, which I was like, it's not what you want. Do you get cheap bases anywhere? I'd quite like a chart at home with all bases painted in contrast as reference. I usually use the Citadel, oh god, what are they called? Sector Imperialis bases from Games Workshop. You do get a ton of them in the box. It's a lot of money to buy 360 bases, and then it's like an afternoon to clip them all out. There is probably a cheaper way of doing it, but I prefer bases to backpacks. Because the bases tend to have slightly more wider open areas. So for me, it's more about, you kind of learn about the application of the paint as well. As you get to see it on that slightly wider open area. I also don't like it over shoulder pads, because that's then too wide open, and shoulder pads are a bit of an awkward angle to get at. You also can't see them very well. 69 likes. Nice. There you go, guys. You crushed it. You did it. Now we need 690 members. That's the harder one. Or can we pick up 58 new members? Because we've got 11 new members. Can we pick up 58? Because then that would be 69 new members today. Then we've covered off all the memes. 53,550 subscribers. Bosses. You guys are awesome. A mere 450 to go to 54,000. I dream of a silver play button, you know. Crossing over 50,000, that was like, silver play button. It could happen. In 3 years' time, it could happen. John Dyer, I've been back into Warhammer for 13 months now, and thanks to your guides, I've been wildly productive with demons and world eaters, including a great unclean one and Angron. Cheers! Oh, excellent, John. Do you know, I'm still the only, I'm pretty certain, I'm the only YouTube channel that has a painting tutorial for all 4 greater demons, including Bellicor. When I put my Keeper of Secrets video out, it was the first one. And that model had been out for 2 years. The first video on it that I could find. I looked because I was like, let's see what other people are doing in this space. And there was one other Slanesh Keeper of Secrets video out, but it was a homebrew. It was like bright green or something. It's like, that's very much for you. I'm also working on Be'lakor. Ayo. Dahi has gifted 10 of the finest, crispest Warhipster memberships. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. That puts us on 652. That puts us on 21 new members for the stream. Can you help with the skin of the Griff Charger of the Lord Aquilor, Josh? Please, Josh, you're my only hope. Do you know, Cameron? There is a chance. I don't have a Lord Aquilor, but what I do have is a Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. And thank you very much for being a member for 7 months, Cameron, I should say. Truly a legend, if ever I've met one. Thank you. Hey, Abdul. How are you doing? See, I don't know if it says 69 likes to you guys back there. To me, it says 69, but that, apparently I'm always one behind what the public thing says. So I'm just looking at that number, and it looks fantastic. I'm also seeing 69 concurrent viewers, and it's very pleasing to my eyes. So yeah, I do have a Lord Aquilor. Not Lord Aquilor, sorry. Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. Let me look at the Griff Charger, because I might just be able to tell you. Lord Aquilor Griff Charger. Boo 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 boo. Oh, he's got that sort of pinky thing going on. You're an interesting boy, aren't you? So I think what I would do is I would start with... Have I got a Slanesh model to hand? It kind of looks like Marathi's skin. So there's a... he's a tough one, isn't he? It's a very, very tough one, the Lord Aquilor. Can I also just say, I really don't like on the new Games Workshop website that the 360s are back in for some of the models, but you can no longer mouse wheel scroll them. You have to click and drag. I used to very much enjoy using the mouse wheel to drag it. Yeah, it is a very specific. So it's kind of like it's almost like a. It goes into Shyish purple on the tail. So the tail to me is Shyish purple, first and foremost. That's the darkest area on it. The brightest point of it is the same color as the Keeper of Secrets chest. So that's a mixture of Magos purple and Apothecary white. I can't remember the ratios. That's the main color. The bits in between, though, look to me like you could probably get there by doing Berserker Bloodshade and blending it into that. So if you do the Apothecary white and Magos purple mix over the top of the entire thing, and then blend in Berserker Bloodshade, then go for a like 2-to-1 contrast medium Shyish purple to get the next bit long, and then it's just pure Shyish purple for the tail and the darkest patches, again blending it out as you go, and then on the tip of the tail and the bottom of the feet it goes into black, which it will do anyway because you've already done all the purple. So at that point you could probably use Black Templar, so it's not that oppressive. The highlights on the black on the Griff Charger here are definitely blue, so it would be Rust Grey and Fenrisian Grey and all of that. the highlights on the skin of the Aqualor and the brightest paints are pallid witch flesh. As for that hex, I would do that using a sort of hex pattern if you wanted to do it. I'd probably do that using either Slaanesh Grey or Fulgrim Pink, or a mixture of the two. Something like that. 2 years of painting now is all thanks to your videos. Thank you, Simon. Thank you. Captain Mannings has been a member for 8 months. He's beating you, Cameron. By the passage of time, there's nothing you can do about it. You're both wonderful. Congratulations on your achievements this year. Thank you, Captain Mannings. I really appreciate that. Had some incredible achievements this year, honestly. I set out... I can tell you what my goals were this year. Should I tell you what my goals were this year? I do set them. So I set a goal. There's 2 Phillips. There you go. 53,552. How much do I have to donate to get you to do a Lord Aquilor tutorial then? You don't have to donate to get me to do it. Let me just check something in my... Let me just check something in one of my lists. Because if I can swap something, I will put the Lord Arcanum in and I'll paint it the same way. Albeit a Celestial Vindicator will be set on top. But, you know. Where are you? Celestial Vindicators. There you are. Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. There you are. 170 points. So if I pop you out of the list... No, it's 2010. No. Oh, I could pop you out. No, don't pop you out. Pop you out of the list. And then I could pop something else in. I'm trying to be efficient, you see, with what I get to paint. 80 points in Stormcast. What is there? Nothing. Ether Wings. I guess Ether Wings then. There we go. Back to 1990. Alright, I've put it into Celestial Vindicators. Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. It's the same Griff Charger. 6969. Don't threaten me with a good time, Rich. So my intention is to do the Celestial Vindicators next year, because obviously I've run out of time this year. Let me go through my goals. Let me tell you my goals. I have a lot of them. So this year, what I wanted to do was... There it is. I haven't updated this at all. So my goals for the year. Let me show you. So here they are. My 2023 goals. Good evening, Adam. I wanted to get to 50,000 YouTube subscribers. Nailed it. I wanted to get to 30,000 Instagram followers. I have not nailed that. I'm like 600 off. I wanted to get 100 Patreons, which we have done. I wanted to get 100 YouTube members. The Star Drake is 80 points. I wanted to get a pin at Golden Demon. I didn't do that. I wanted to get to 104 tutorials. Smashed that. Live streams, I need to update that. YouTube Shorts and Reels, I wanted to do 100 of them. I'm close to getting that done. And then this was all of the models that I wanted to paint. And I didn't get the time to do most of these. Unfortunately. So some of these goals are going to have to roll over into next year. There's always room for more goals. Indeed, there is, Notley. Are you the Notley? The one spoken about in the darkened corners of the internet. the really bright corners of the internet. The brightest corner of the internet in terms when it comes to Warhammer. Hello, sir. I subbed to Liam and now I am looking at Deerhide. What's he doing? 80-point Stormcasts. Yeah. Did I tell you that we sold my old TV? I think I did. I have the cash downstairs on the table. That's Stardrake cash. The one heard of where nobody dare go. Stay on the path. Do not leave the path. For out there is Notley. Moderating. Oh my goodness. James. Game of Kill Team went long. You don't have to apologise. James is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to, especially if you're going to drop in and throw out 50 gifted memberships. Sir. 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 Thank you so much. There you go, guys. That's goal. That's tonight's. That's 690 smashed. That'll take us way over. Honestly, you guys, James, 702 out of 690. It's very, very kind of you, James. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. 702. Bloody hell. Like you saw in my goal. I dreamed of 100 this year. I wrote that in December. This time last year I wrote that. I was like and you know we're so far beyond that like as you can tell, my expectations are so low that when you do things like that, James, when people come on and when you gift things like that, it's just incredible, and it's genuinely, it's very difficult for me to hold it in. It's very difficult for me to be YouTubing and just be like, yo bro, cheers for the 50 bro. Yo, where's everyone else at with the 50? I can't do it. Do you know how to paint Celestant Prime's Vortex? No, I don't, Abdul. I can't remember how I did it before. I would need to sit down and look at him again. But I'm hoping we're going to get a new Celestant Prime as of AOS 4. And Mr. Notley says, just saw this rolling, wanted to swing in to say you smashed it this year and look forward to seeing what you do in the next. Maybe it'll be less windy there. Maybe. Maybe. You've smashed it as well, buddy. I mean, like, pound for pound, I think you I think you and I have probably in terms of like painting miniatures this year, we've probably gone almost 1 for 1. I think you've edged me there. This is why I give, because you are not that YouTube bro. I never will be either. I don't have it in me. I used to like play music and stuff. I used to do live. I used to play live. I used to play in bands and things. And I could never be the. I never. Well, to this day, I still don't think I was very good. I have imposter syndrome when it comes to things like that. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. I'm not great. And that comes from confidence. You know, I feel very confident in some things in life. I'm very confident that I know what I want. I'm very confident I know what I'm doing, but I'm not very confident when it comes to, um, you know, my worth through other people's eyes, as it were. So it's like, I know the types of videos I want to make. For example, we've talked about it in this stream. I've talked about kind of one of the core values of how we make our videos around here. That to me, I know that's the way forward. That to me is the way forward, and that's how I want to do it. I'm very confident in that. But as soon as someone tells me, "Oh, it's the best around," I'm like, I don't... Band, can you sing? I can hold a tune. I wonder if I can pull some of my own music up and whether or not that would I would get copyright struck for it. You know, it's quite funny when I used to work in when I used to work in actual businesses for other companies. I used to put on my mask, right? My mask of competence is what I kind of sometimes refer to it now, of that. As soon as you question, if you showed any weakness in some of the teams that I was in, if you showed any weakness or hesitance or any kind of you didn't have any confidence in what you were saying, you would never have a seat at the table. In some of the teams I was in, it was quite toxic trait, really. And I learned how to, at work in offices, I was just like, this is direction. I'm 100% confident in this, and I stand by it 100% all of the time, and I think it's the best thing in the world. And I would get home, and that would be so exhausting to be that way, that I would collapse into a puddle when I got home and wouldn't be able to move. um, can you sing? Oh yeah, we've already answered that. Would love to throw some dice with you, bud, in the new year. Perhaps on your next pilgrimage to Warhammer World. That's a goal of mine. Yeah, man. I'd love to. Especially as our mutual acquaintance looks like is returning to Nottingham. I should be up even more. Because I've got to get better at taking this year. I've got to get better at taking time for myself to do the things that I want to do. Like the last 6 months, I love painting and I love making videos. I love streaming and I love being here with you guys. I really do. And the trouble with the way that I work, and because it's only me, because I don't have anyone else to do the thing for me yet, though hopefully January 2025, I'll be hiring one of you lucky folks out there. The problem is that I when something like, let's say the Flesh Eater Quartz box comes out, I'm like, well, it all needs videos. It all needs videos. So I'm like, well, I can't take the weekend. I can't take the weekend off because I've got to get the Gore Warden, I've got to get the Crypt Guard, and I've got to get the Morbeg Knights done. And I've got to get the Vargulf Courtier as well. Some boxes are easier than others, and some are obviously more difficult than others. So something like, sometimes you get a box that's like those fight boxes, where it's like one side versus the other. I can't remember what you call those. They're not army boxes, but when you get those kind of boxes, like the only one I can think of is Arcane Cataclysm at the moment. When you get those types of boxes, I look in there and I go, okay, well, look, the two new models in there are X and Y. That's the two leader models. And then beyond that, what's the cool stuff in there that maybe gets a tutorial if I have time? after having done those things. And like, I think last year I was impressed with myself if I got maybe 2 or 3 videos done. This year it's been like, hey, we need to get 15 videos done. We need to get it done by next weekend. Which reminds me, I need to edit that blog video for you guys to see. The week that was Balthanos, Ionis Cryptborn, Talia Vedra, and the Ogre Warhulk. Oh, and the Black Talons. That was all 1 week. That ended sadly with the pandemic. Well, the old not being able to go to the wedding because of COVID. But yeah, I need to this year. Like, this is why I really like, because I talked about it on Sunday, I think, and I think I talked about it last week about the Stormcast video. There is a point to this. The Stormcast video, which was the clearing the backlog part 1. Doing that was for me. I wanted to get those models done for me. I now have a 2,000 point Hammers of Sigmar army, which I'm very pleased with and very proud of. It's not that I couldn't field 2,000 points of Stormcast before. I could. It would just involve Krondys or Karazai, because that's 500 points of the army and it's done. But I don't. I wanted to have 2,000 points of Hammers. I want to have 2,000 points of Celestial Vindicators. I want to have 2,000 points of Hallowed Knights. I want to have 2,000 points of Flesh Eater Courts. I want to have 2,000 points of Soulblight Gravelords, with extras for some of them. Do a Warhipster summer camp and charge us to go to a painting and playing Butlins for a week, and it can be a weird work. That is not a bad shout. Oh, we talked about. I wonder if you can hire. I mean, you can, obviously. Maybe we do Tell 'em Many Warhipsters at Butlins. Which Butlins, though? That's the question. I liked Minehead. I've been to Minehead and Bognor Regis. Oh, the Warhipster Butlins retreat. Wouldn't it? I mean, if we're going to be classy, surely we'd go for like Centre Parks or Haven Holidays. I kind of can only be Minehead. Yeah, Minehead Butlins is great. Minehead Butlins is where Joe and I first met without knowing. We were talking. I think I've talked about this on stream before, but we were talking about. I said, oh, I went to Spring Harvest when I was 18. He was like, what year was that? It was this year. And he went, yeah, I was working there. I was like, where? Arcade. I was like, on this week? Yep. Cool. So you were a member of staff at the place that I was attending at the time. So Joe and I interacted before we ever even knew each other. 2,000 points of every army ever. Warhipster LLC, Wargaming in a Castle. Look, yeah, I mean, I've talked about this before, but one of the things that's important to me is that we have 2,000 points in every kind of, for Warhammer at least. We have at least 2,000 points in Order, which we do. We have 2,000 points in Death. We have 2,000 points in Chaos, and we have 2,000 points in Destruction for Age of Sigmar. That we have at least 2,000 points of a Xenos army, which we're pretty close to on both Leagues of Votann and Tyranids, and Tau, actually. So that's 3, that's 6,000 points right there. 2,000 points in Chaos for 40k, and 2,000 points in Imperial armies. Because one of the next phases of Warhipster and beyond is creating more tabletop battling content. And what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to say, hey, if you want to come down and fight on tabletop. If you want to come down for a battle, or you want to fly over for a battle, you want to come and stay for a bit and do some battling and all this kind of thing, that there's options for you to either use, but also play against that aren't the same thing over and over again, and it means that we can keep content on the channel really fresh. Because I've got an enormous Blood Angels army, and I could have been doing battle reports for a little while now, but it would have been Blood Angels every single time, which is fine for the Blood Angels fans, but it's not particularly interesting for the channel content. If you include Adam and I, you have all of that covered. Well, that's true, Rez. I do. That is true. That is true. We do have everything covered. Winner gets a paint splatter t-shirt. Yeah. Oh, man. I need to find somewhere that will paint me some, make me some really good paint splatter t-shirts. Paint splatter t-shirt. So look, because there are some really cool ones on the internet. So I like ones that are like. I like a black t-shirt with lots of color on it, like paint smears and this, that, and the other. I need to get back on the merch front. I need to make some really cool merch. I also need to make all that stuff I was talking about a little while ago in terms of like the hobby kit, like dice and paintbrushes and all that kind of thing. But yeah, there's plans and plans and plans and plans and plans and plans and plans, and they're only possible with your support out there. And they're only possible as long as you guys are watching and enjoying it and asking for it. And like I said, so it's all about just kind of wanting to make some incredible content, become the biggest and best YouTube channel in the world of Warhammer, and probably not ever really know what you're supposed to be able to do with that. How many of those things are likely? Some. Not many, though. I need to clean this cycle brown pot. I'll ship me my Black Templars. Definitely 2,000 points there. Are they painted, Philip? Or are you going to ship me 2,000 points of unpainted models? Because I don't have the time. Yeah, no, I'm in the midst of this kind of. It's been going on for a while now, but I've been doing this kind of sort of inventory type thing, where we figure out what I have, what I need to do, what I want to get rid of. This the time, because that's also part of it as well. So like the anvils of the Helden Hammer that we sold recently, they were in a box. They weren't being used, so they were better off being used by somebody who will enjoy them, or by someone who will resell them, and then somebody else will enjoy them, whatever happens. It's not my property anymore. You see what I mean? But yeah, I just like making content, you know. I just love Warhammer. I just like Warhammer, do you know that? It's all based. You're doing better than me. Some of my armies have got models that haven't had bases done. My Tree Lord that I did on a live stream, a Tree Lord, how to paint a Tree Lord live, and I did it in 2 hours. Still haven't finished its base. Are you going to make Liam your minion? I think if I had enough money to buy Liam out, it would have to be to buy Liam, Joe, and the rest of the team. And be like, I am the captain now. Which would be something. We'd have to have an obnoxiously good year next year. What should I set the next membership goal as? Because we've crashed past 690. Should I just set it to 769? Because we like that number. Yeah, I'll do that. There we go. Hey, yo. James, man, honestly. 50 gifted is incredible. Um, oh, you know what I did buy? You guys will like this. I bought some Geek Gaming Scenics to do some slightly different basing. 777. That's 2 votes for 777. Okay, we'll do that. We've got some Nurgle fans in the house. There you go. That's for you, Cameron and Ed. I built my Gore Warden today. I was surprised how small he actually is. To add as well, that new FEC box is lush, as you already know. Oh, it's great. It is fantastic. You finally listened. Did I? What to? Oh. Yes. Yes. I figured, like, you know, when you want to do a kind of more, for me, retro look, using using glue, sand, and flock is about as retro as it's possible to get. So you know, I figured it was probably a good idea to do that. Especially with Old World on the way next year. So I thought, you know what, I'll buy some and we'll give it a go. So I bought some sealant, some PVA, although a friend of mine said that their PVA dries obnoxiously fast, so you might want to just get some like store-bought stuff. So I might do that. I'll test it and see what it's like. But we'll find out, I guess. Find out eventually, as we do all things. Oh. A display board is a New Year hobby goal as well. Yeah, I want to do that. So what I want to make, I want to make a really, really dense Osgiliath terrain set next year. I want to be able to do, like, today we're doing the Battle of Osgiliath on the channel, and you guys, rather than it being like, you know, 6 or 7 buildings here or there, I'm talking like 15, 20 buildings on the board, which obviously puts it massively in favour of the army that doesn't carry a bunch of bows. And I'd like to beef up the old photography bay with like some terrain. I'd love to do that. What I'd really like to do is kind of create a to give you a kind of idea. What I'd like to do is I would like to basically create a like a full bordered box in which I take the photos for the models for the videos. And then rather than have the turntable spin around the model, I want to have the camera spin around the model and then have a dynamic scene around it. So it kind of sits on a track between the two things. So you've got a kind of picture, like, imagine like you've got like, say you've got like a circle like this. So this is the plinth. This is the plinth on which the model sits. So there we go. That's our thing. And then our model sits there. And then around this track is where the camera moves around the model. But because it's facing out here, you then have a secondary area around the outside that's got like buildings and stuff in the background, so that when you're spinning through it, you go, hey, this model is in its environment. I painted the stone on Estrella Soulbright's base Basilicanum Grey. What else would you do? Just dry brush with Tyrant Skull, Dawnstone, or something else before that? Is it the big stone that she's standing on at the front? This one? This bit here? Because I would probably give it, over Basilicanum Grey, I'd probably give it a really hefty dry brush of Dawnstone. But then once you've done the rest of the base, dry brush the entire base with Tyrant Skull to tie all of it together. Probably would how I do it. Because you want it to be quite bright. She's a really cool model. Old Estrella. It wouldn't surprise me to see models like this get a new version soon. Because I think we're going to get Thunderstrike versions of the original box, which would be a bit disappointing. It's not the end of the world, but I think we might be heading towards getting a what's it called? Thunderstrike Liberators, Thunderstrike Judicators, Thunderstrike Prosecutors, Thunderstrike Sadistant Prime, and maybe a Thunderstrike Dracoth Vandus Hammerhand, a new version of Vandus. What scheme do you think you want to do for Bretonnia when Old World is out? I like the sort of red and blue. What is it called? Problem is with Bretonnia, you want them all to be different colours, right? Because they're all different knights. Yeah, red and blue. I really like the red and blue. I'm not sure what the name of it is. Maybe this will help. Is that Leon Beloved of something? Can't see. Can't read. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for Old World. I really, really, really want to do Wood Elves. Because I love Glade Guard. I really love the Glade Guard models. I think they're so cool. I really liked the old, what was he called? The Way Watcher or something like that. The guy standing on a log with two-handed, with a hand and a half sword. Can you still buy Glade Guard? No. Oh, that's right, because they were part of Wanderers, and the Wanderers went. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Wood Elves. Eternal Guard are fun as well. I think one of the things that excites me the most about Old World is just ranks of spears and archers. I'm just really excited to do it. I love old High Elves. Really need to do a Lumineth army soon. Oh, because I was looking at doing not Lumineth, High Elves as well. Because again, Spearman, Lothern Sea Guard, Phoenix Guard, White Lines of Crace. I know you've likely answered this before, but where could one get these paint racks? I'm at a point where on my desk storage is no longer sustainable. I will show you exactly where to get them. I'll do this live. Window capture. It's easy like Sunday morning. So, the website I got them from is the old very red dry eye suddenly. You can see I googled that recently. I got them from TT Combat. So you go to TT Combat, and if I get rid of my... Where am I? Is that me? Yeah. So if you go in here, and you go to painting and modelling, and you go to paint racks, you can get the Citadel paint shelf here. So it holds 72 pots. The top row can be used to store up to 8 of the 24mm large pots. The 24mm pots are things like the old shade paints, contrast medium, Lamium medium, storm shield, those types of things. Texture paints as well, they go in there. The rest of them can store contrast, shades, base layers. I own four of those, 4 of those shelves to hold all of my paints. What I need to do is I need to actually get one of these as well, because I've got a lot of Vallejo paints now. But yeah, so if I'll drop it into the stream. TT Combat. Oh, hang on, I'll just get the bloody link. That would be sensible now, wouldn't it? Not sponsored or anything. I tried. There you go. I believe they ship internationally as well. I'm just about to start painting Karazai. Would you make any changes to your video now that the new contrast and shades are available? I think the only change I would make is the lightest parts of him. It's been so long since I painted him. The lightest parts of him on the shoulder. There's a stage where I think... Let me get the video. Warhipster Karazai. Carazal. You should buy an air fryer, Josh. We heard you talking about them. I've got one. Jeez. So we start with Skeleton Horde. And then once the Skeleton Horde goes on, I apparently got halfway through. Eight to 1 contrast medium gore grunter fur. Yeah. So that paint there, you could probably swap that out for what's it called? Fugan orange. But usually I try and veer away from saying I would change these videos, because I think these videos are great in the form that they are. I've forgotten how much fun this guy was to paint. Oh, he looks so good. Sorry, sometimes I get lost in my own videos. Karazai is an absolute weapon. Yeah, so you could maybe incorporate some Fugan orange in there. It is quite orange though, so there's not much I would probably change though. Do you often get pictures of models from the community? I mean, from you guys? Sometimes. Lots of them in the Discord. I don't get emailed pictures very often, if at all, ever actually. To be fair. White Lions, I played one at Age of Reckoning. Oh, that's awesome. I got a Warhammer Fantasy Battle 4th edition box set from eBay, so I have lots of elves to paint. Oh, I'm so jealous of you right now. Oh. So yeah, I was thinking for I've dropped a knife on the floor. Thankfully, it wasn't open, but I've just dropped one. Um, I mean, like, I've seen your work. I tried your guide, and this is what I could achieve with your video. Oh yeah, we get those. I do get those. Those are great. Those are my favorite messages to receive. Um, Adam sends me them quite often. I've just been bitten. Oh, I've got a spot on my knee. Oh, that's really painful. I just brushed it. Oh, and there he is. I say his name, and he appears. Hello, Adam. How are you doing, gorgeous? Um, to answer your question, though, yeah, properly, Skippy. Yeah, those are my favourite things in the entire world. When I receive a message saying, "This is what I did. Thanks to your video," I'm just like, I helped. It's great. It is great. It's my favourite thing in the world. I want to send you pics too. Discord only. I mean, you can send. The problem with Instagram, right? Instagram, I have all notifications turned on for Instagram. I'm going to say this now. I demand Instagram to send me notifications so that I can actually see them. But once you reach a certain size on Instagram, on a certain type of profile, they just stop sending you things. So like when I get a new follower on Instagram, never see it. When I get a message request, never see it. I never see a message request. If I don't follow you, I won't see your message. I have to go and find it. So it's really frustrating. Discord, perfect, because I've always got it open on my computer, as you can hear in my videos. I've actually started. I realised there's a mute button, so I've muted it, but I always have it open. My 2024 goal is to paint Talia to your tutorial. Oh, Talia is such a sick model. She's so good. It would be good if we could get to 100 likes too. It would, wouldn't it, Adam? We're 17 away, according to mine. Facebook. I do have. There is a Facebook profile. Again, it's part of Meta. Instagram, same thing. I don't get notifications. I've got them turned on, but I don't get any notifications from Facebook or Instagram. I just don't get them. If you shoot them to me on Discord, I can look at them right now. Are you on Discord? You can send me a private message on there? You can. I'll even pull it up on stream. I wouldn't force that in on you. I see a gobsprack. That's a sick but gobsprack. He's such a nice model, isn't he? Gobsprack, the mouth of Mork. Just sent a Facebook picture. Facebook. Where have you sent it? So you're gonna make me now. You're now gonna make me hunt through Facebook. Because Facebook's dumb, right? Because it removes, because you've got your Facebook profile, and then they go, oh yeah, but we took all the messages out of that and we put that into the messaging app. Oh, by the way, we also own WhatsApp. What's the point? Why have you got two messaging apps? Oh, I think I've found it. Oh, no wonder. Nope. Ah, No, yeah, no, I have got it. You sent me Ionis's dragon. Bro. Wow. Guys. Hang on. Let's check. Look at this. It's as if I did it myself. That's excellent work there. Excellent work. Well done. Very, very nice. Oh, you sent me lots of dragons. In June. See, I didn't get those. Oh man, your dragons look amazing. Excellent work, buddy. You have the dragon army I wish I had. Well, I do. Just got to finish it. In your Cursed City vids, would some of the recipes with thinned down Wildwood and Black Templar mixes be doable with Rattling Grime out of the pot now? Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, Kawaii. I'd say so, yeah. Rattling Grime's got that really nice kind of browny grey to it, which is what that mix is supposed to achieve. So yeah, 100%. I've no idea what the base size will be of Elian for the Dark Elf Sorceress or Beastmaster. I realised I started talking about that and then got distracted. That's my brain. We're 12 likes away, guys. 12. I also need to start thinking about what my goals are going to be for next year, actually, thinking about it. I mean, all of the army goals are going to carry over. And I'm going to get some of them done next year. But what numbers are we going for? What's realistic? What's a push, you know? Did you recognise the cat pic? I didn't see a cat. Hang on. I do see cats. There's a very, very lovely cat and a lovely dog. I love cats. Any personal goals outside Warhammer and the channel? Yeah, probably to lose maybe a stone. I need to fix my knees, you see. And I think having gained weight by working all the time has not been great for me. 75k, yeah. Shoot for 75k subscribers next year. You just had a spider attempt to descend from the ceiling onto your face. And you didn't let it bite you, Adam? That was your chance. You could have become Spider-Man. Berlin by Christmas. See, in my old jobs, we always used to talk about targets or goals, and then you had stretch targets and stretch goals. And I always used to make this joke. Today we're going to be talking about your stretch targets. And everyone would be like, mm-hmm. My eyes are a lot less red now, which is a lot nicer. Doesn't feel as terrible. I was going to say, Adam, you could have become Spider-Man. Bruh. What's wrong with you? So yeah. I reckon 75k feels like a decent shout. I could shoot for the stretch target. 1 bat rep from MESBG, AOS, and 40k. Oh, that's a really good one, Adam. That is a really good one. Yes, let's do that. 2024 goals. 1 bat rep for per colon MESBG AOS 40k. I'm actually also going to chuck Old World in there as well. So we want to release 4 bat reps next year. I think we definitely want to try and do another... I think we want to try and do 150 videos. We want to shoot for 50 live streams again. I'm going to... I'm also going to put in... What's the most tedious model you've ever painted? I'm currently painting a Black Legion Lord of Skulls and the trim. The endless trim. The trim. Crash zoom. Shall I do it here? The trim. The endless trim. The trim. The trim. The most tedious model I've ever painted. What is the most tedious model I've ever painted? It'll be one in here. The Norn Assimilator was... Norn Emissary was pretty tedious. Anyone over there? No. Adam, of all the times I've complained to you about it taking forever to do something, what's the one that sticks out the most in your memory? Stretch target, the floor. Ed gets it. Outride, yeah. I didn't like painting the Outriders so much that I only did one. I didn't do the entire unit. Peter's just texted me saying, "Don't talk to me about trim." What are you doing? Oh my God, Peter! Peter, why? Why? That is a lot of trim. There's also a Cerastus Knight Lancer you've got in the back there. That's cool. Yeah, Peter wins. He's got a lot of trim. Quite a lot, but Croak. Yeah, there you go. Your mail remembers. Croak was damn tedious. I've never done a Heldrake, Ross. The Riptide was a bit of a pain as well. I'm just seeing a message. I'm assuming that this is out of. No, it's gone again. Hang on. No, there it is. I bought Legions Imperialis thanks to your video. That's awesome, James. I'm excited to see where Legions Imperialis goes because I would like to expand. I would like to expand my Legions Imperialis force. In fact, Cass very kindly sent me a Warlord Battle Titan. So now, I will be able to complete a mana pull if I just pick up a Reaver. So I'll have a Warlord, 2 Reavers, and 2 Warhounds, and that's apparently a mana pull. Ideally, it should be 2 more Warhounds. In my mind, at least. You enter the period of being annoyed about Basilicanum Grey in general. Oh, yeah. I used to love Basilicanum Grey. It just got also annoying. Yep. Yep. Building K-Knight Shadowstalkers is tedious. To me, Fake Street Spirit, building everything is tedious. Which one? Oh, Drecky Flint. I didn't enjoy painting Drecky Flint, but only because he's a really nice, pretty model, but he really ought to have been. Really ought to have been. Oh, it might have been the code right. Actually, he was a bit annoying to do. Oh yeah, because of his library. What's your favourite part of the Christmas lunch / dinner? Pigs in blankets. That's an easy one. I can answer that one immediately. Pigs and blankets. Best by far. Love it. Love them. It's sausage wrapped in bacon. So, you know. When are we going to see the Contrast Plus Manta video? Jordan? do you know, if we did one of these live streams, if I do this live stream here, if I do this one, the Warhound Titan, and we raise the money on that to buy a Manta, maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's when we'll do it. Are you a bread sauce enjoyer? I am, Jimmy. Are you going to cook me a Christmas dinner? Is this where we're going? Will there be another stream before Christmas? Probably not before Christmas, because I'm leaving the studio. I'm going on a Sick of the Studio tour, 2023. Metallica fans will get that reference. I'm leaving the studio on Friday, and I return to the studio on either Tuesday or Wednesday. We haven't decided yet, actually. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. There will be a stream on the 27th, hopefully. We'll be definitely back by Wednesday, and I'll definitely stream then. So in between now and the next and the New Year, we might stream on New Year's Day. Like I said, I kind of want to do this on New Year's Day. Would you guys tune in to watch me paint a Warhound Titan on New Year's Day? That would be the first model of 2024. I'd still love to see Contrast paint the technicals, so which are thick, which are thin. Yeah. No, I remember, Peter. It's on my content to do list. As I always find, some Contrast behaves differently to others, and that would be really useful to have a guide on it. Yeah. I knew I was a fan for a reason. I know how to do Christmas. I started with minis a few weeks back, but so far I enjoy building more than painting, but that might be because I still suck at it. So far I have to thank you for the videos you did on the Dark Angels. Renee. I'm glad you're enjoying the building. Sorry. I'm glad you're enjoying building the models. You do not suck at painting. And you know why you don't suck at painting? Because you tried. The fact that you've tried makes you better than everybody else who hasn't. So it makes you a good painter. That's the motto we have around here. As long as you've applied paint to a model, you are better than everybody else out there. You're also probably better than you think you are. I guarantee you are. Like I said earlier, I would stream on New Year's Eve, but I kind of Alice and I have this tradition on New Year's Eve where we eat party food. We don't eat a proper meal. What we do is we go to the supermarket on New Year's Eve to take advantage of the Christmas all the Christmas snack selections that have gone on sale. So, like, you know, things like mozzarella sticks, stuff like that. We buy like 5 or 6 of those, and then we eat those on New Year's Eve, and we just watch movies usually. If it ain't beige, it ain't on the plate. Exactly, Adam. And then the next day we feel horrible. 50 mini sausage rolls. See, I would happily eat nothing but sausage rolls, Jimmy, which is why I'm in the shape I'm in now. I had sausage rolls for lunch today. We are 6 likes away from 100 now, guys. I just want to reiterate what I was talking about earlier. That, and I think this is good to say for everybody out there, is that, like, the channel started as a bit of a meme, right? I started the whole thing with the express purpose of proving that a certain product, contrast paint, wasn't as bad as everyone was saying that it was. And I never would have thought when I first started doing it that this is where I would end up. And yet here we are. We are live streaming right now here. I am currently 66 concurrent viewership friends with 98 people who have dropped a like, which is, you know, that's big, that's huge. But not only that, we've got 71 new members courtesy of some incredible gifts, especially from James with his 50. That I sit here and I go, honestly, like, it's devastatingly humbling, what you guys do for me, for us, for this community, by showing up, just by being here, and talking to me, hanging out, being cool, being chill, being awesome, and I just want to say, like, honestly, again, I said it earlier, but from the bottom of my heart, this year has been incredible. It's been life-changing. It's been disarming, humbling. I've already said that, but it's been fascinating, hilarious. It's been hard on a couple of occasions, but every single sleepless night, every single minute, every single hour that I spent doing this has been absolutely worth it. I feel like I have the biggest friendship group in the world. What's happened? My sound is gone. Can you guys still hear the... That was bizarre. I don't want to be swole hipster. This isn't the Church of Broda. Is it Broda? I can't remember. Gotta leave for now. Good night and Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Warhipster, and all the people in the chat. Greetings from Germany and see you soon. Good Merry Christmas to you as well, sir. Thank you. Dodd Spec Ops, love your stuff, bud. Fantastic work. Keep it up. Will do. Thank you very much. Mum's gone to Iceland beige. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we'll do. Hey man, I just want to thank you. I've been following the Techless guide. You've helped me so much to hit a deadline to get him on the table for our club's Christmas game night. Thanks a bunch. You're very welcome, Biker2222. I'm glad I could help. I still need to paint more to become better / more familiar with it. Seeing that I come from a machinist background, working / building them is not as difficult for me. No, that's absolutely makes sense. You're still going to get nothing but relentless positivity and encouragement from me, though. Renee. I can say with certainty you're a Greg's fan. Have you seen the Greg's Bistro in Newcastle on the subject of sausage rolls? No, I haven't. I haven't had bread or sugar or carbs in 2 months and y'all talking about these sausage rolls. Sorry. Would you go on the painting phase if they asked? I would love to see a free-form chat about your experience doing this. Yeah, of course I would. I'd happily go on anyone's chat show or podcast. I'm so very rarely asked, though. I've been on the Narrative Wargamer and First Rank Fire. And I'm on the Conclave pretty much every time. You can check all of them out wherever you find your podcasts, I believe. But yeah, 100% I would go on the painting phase. Did you see the rules for Old World on Community? If so, any thoughts? Which ones, the local baron? There have been many. They're all deeply exciting. I think for Old World to be successful, it does have to be a more complex game. And if it's a complex game, it's not going to be as interesting for people who have grown used to the last, I guess, nearly decade of simpler rule sets for 40k and Age of Sigmar. So it will look daunting compared to the very trimmed down rule sets that you get for those other games. But the Old World is one of those things. There's those more complicated rule sets. Again, you don't have to play with all of it, but it does click. Once you get it, it clicks, and it becomes just as easy to remember as the other ones. It might occupy more brain space, because there's more rules. So take up a little bit more data in the brain. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm really excited for it. The channel has given me a huge painting education and confidence to actually put brush to model since I was a tiny kid, so we'll always appreciate you for that. Oh, Jimmy. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. That's really cool. One of my friends that got me into minis hates me since I bought the Dark Angels part of the 2012 Dark Vengeance box on eBay for a good price. Do you know, I've got that as well knocking about, and I really ought to do it. Maybe that'll be one of my clearing the backlog videos. Does your membership play Dark Tide or Total Warhammer 3, TTS, AOS, or 40k? Yeah, I think they do. I think they all do that at times. There's a whole section on the Discord for organising games of that that you can play at your heart's content. in the Discord with anybody who's there. So yeah, there's lots of you could absolutely, and that's another thing. Like, is what I would really like to do next year is just maybe I would do this as something. I'd do this on Twitch. Is to stream video games because I love playing video games, and the problem is that doing the video games here on YouTube keeps it all in one pace, but YouTube really doesn't like it when you're like, hey, I do Warhammer, and then you go, hey, by the way, today we're playing Baldur's Gate 3. Because when I do the Baldur's Gate 3 streams, it doesn't recommend it to anyone. It's like, no, this isn't what they would like to see. They subscribe to this man for Warhammer, and only Warhammer. Whereas if I did it over on Twitch, you can be a little bit more brr. You used the Dark Vengeance Terminator Sergeant. Yes, I did, Cheery. And I haven't done the rest of that unit. I've got all of them just sat. As a new player, I find them reasonable, honestly. Yeah, no, I think they're great. I'm really excited for the Old Worlds rules. I'm excited for a game that is complicated, but on the right scale. Being complicated at a skirmish level doesn't really work for me. So, like, having Kill Team be too complicated is just like, it doesn't need to be this complicated. Whereas at commanding an army, commanding a legion of the Tomb Kings of Khemri, that's just so cool. Are you planning on doing the new Kill Team box? Realize you've already done the old Striking Scorpions. Yeah, I mean, it's something I can look at doing a little bit further down the line, but because I have done the old Striking Scorpions and I've done a lot of Space Marine videos, I don't really see a need for it right now. Oh, I've just remembered. Have you guys seen the Warhammer Heroes thing? They finally brought it back. Old Games Workshop. You nominate who is your Warhammer hero, and I think it's a really positive thing that they do. I think it's fantastic because they obviously they call out really important people like community organizers. The chap who organizes Ho Ho Hobby Vices is a Warhammer hero, for example. It's really important. It's great to get that recognition for people like that. And I think you should absolutely get on there and tell the person who tell them about their brother or the best friend or the local club manager or the local community person, whoever it is that has impacted your Warhammer life the most. Absolutely send a nomination in there because, you know, I think it's a really, really, really special thing that they do, and I'm so glad that they've brought it back. I've already submitted like 4 or 5. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but I already have. I said in my Discord, I want to. I will go through and I will nominate every single one of you that's in the Discord if I can. I'll probably get told off though if I do it too many times. But you should absolutely check out Warhammer Heroes if you haven't done so already, because it's really important. I'll show it to you if you haven't already seen it. It's on the Warhammer community website. There was a question about Blood Angels here. What colour would you do the not armor parts for Blood Angels scouts? Skeleton Horde. Blood Angels have got they've got the sort of the traditional kind of like bone colour. It's the same as the Ultramarines. So Skeleton Horde is what I would do them. So we go back to this. So there you go. Warhammer Heroes is back. Submit your local community champions today. So if somebody has really touched you for Warhammer, like I said, brother, sister, wife, husband, father, son, whatever, absolutely get on there and do this, because you could. It's a truly remarkable thing. Like, you think these are the people who want a get added to the Wall of Honor in Bugman's from 2020. Obviously, it got stopped because of the old pandemic. You see that those people there, each will have been deserving in their own ways. There's loads of time to submit your nominations. So please, Warhammer community, do go and just spread some of that joy. The joy of the hammers. I've just realised my face cam was off again. So go and check this out 100%, because it's really important. Putting the Venari Auralan Wardens together, the spears are so long. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're very reminiscent of Old World elves. Their spears used to be enormous. How did you guys all get into Warhammer? Share your stories. I would not be here without him. Well, there you go. You should absolutely nominate your friend, the local Baron. Happy holidays to you too, the Mini Creative. Thank you for hanging out tonight. You're a boss. You're a legend. Have a great week of holidaying. I hope you get some time off. One of the best things about Christmas holidays for me this year is 2 weeks of free time to paint. Hope I get my Hellblasters and other inventory built and painted. Oh, they do. They absolutely should do, the local Baron. The Leviathan box set in June. You bought it on a whim. It is a cool box, to be fair. I got into Warhammer 40k minis 1 month ago. I was introduced to the hobby through the Total Warhammer video games. Stephen, that's awesome. And you've joined at an incredible time. You're going to be very happy in, well, very soon, because it's coming back. I wonder if there'll be a Total War 4 that will be at the time of the Three Emperors, like they're doing in Old World now. Because I thought carrying the old GW model briefcase would make me look really cool. I've got one of those. It does make you look really cool. It makes me feel really cool. There are times when I've been carrying so many Warhammer cases that I've been like standing and waiting to get on the tube. People would be like, "What's in the cases?" And I would just be like, "IMAX cameras." And people would be like, "Ooh, I mean, they look like that, so why wouldn't they be?" And then somebody else would be like, "That's a Warhammer case," and I know it because I can see it says Citadel on it. And you'll be like, "Shh, don't spoil the illusion." Being the youngest of lots of brothers, getting into it felt inevitable from as long as I can remember. Yeah, see, I was a middle child. My older brother did it very briefly, because he had a friend round the corner from where we'd moved to called Kieran. He did it, and we had some old family friends. The oldest brother, he also did it. So convinced my older brother to have a go. My older brother had a go. Wasn't really for him, but I was sat there being like, "I'm doing Airfix right now, but that looks so much cooler." And yes, I got into it. My younger brother then got into it because of me. Because he and I are much closer in age than my older brother and I. Seen in White Dwarf mainly. Awesome. Canadians are allowed. 100% they are. Middle Earth magazines and a White Dwarf with Tomb Kings versus Skaven. I found it at a charity shop as a kid. White Dwarf is so... I always think of how many missed opportunities there were when White Dwarf went away for a bit. Warhammer for me gives me zen in a chaotic world. Work is forever absolutely bonkers. You know what I do and who for. Without the hobby and aspects with my friends around it, I'd be lost. It's important. It is really important for that. People think this is just a game of toy soldiers. But Warhammer is life. That sounds like I'm mocking it, but it is so important for so many things. Mental health, particularly. I mean, for me, come on, we've talked about that live quite often. I'm absolutely more than happy to ever discuss that, and there's always a safe space. My uncle played fantasy, had a huge Dark Elves army I thought was cool. Tried to get into 40k with Necrons like 12 years ago, but was too young. Now have adult money and have returned hard with BA. That's my man. That's my man right there. People like you change lives. Never forget that. Who, me? That's very kind of you, Peter. If you're referring to me. If you're referring to everybody in the chat who changed my life, that's also true. Because everybody here has changed my life for the better. As I mentioned many times, my brother-in-law kept hounding me to try and bought a box of Necrons for my birthday one year and finally convinced me to give it a try. He's got me into everything. As he's been in my life since I was like 8 or 9 and I'm 30 now. My love for Lord of the Rings is thanks to him. Yeah, brothers, man. That's what they do. I was around 12, 92, 93, and telling a friend at school about our family board game nights, Game of Life, Monopoly, etc. He told me those aren't board games. I'll show you board games. Spacer, call that a board game? This is a board game. Buy me Bone Storm or go to hell. That's true. 100%. No, that's what they do. That's awesome. I'm absolutely addicted. 1 month in, I'm going through a Leviathan box and Blood Angels Combat Patrol box. I was painting salamanders, but I'm stripping all the minis I've painted and swapping to Dark Krakens. Oh, man. Dark Krakens is a really sick scheme. I really liked painting that Dark Kraken. I think it's really effective. I got introduced to Warhammer by a friend's friend back in middle school some 30 years ago. We bought some High Elves together, but didn't really get into it until Angels of Death Codex for 40k. Angels of Death was great. My bro and I got a 2nd edition starter set for Xmas after our Nan saw us eyeing up at our local GW, and the rest is history. I wonder if they'll write the new characters as well as the old ones. At least we've got a new book from Graham McNeil. Oh, yeah, no. New characters will definitely be getting storylines in the old world. 100%. Used to play and paint with my twin bro, but he now lives in New Zealand. It's tricky over Zoom. Yeah. But when I was growing up, this wasn't possible. This wasn't a thing. So the fact that it's even at all possible is truly remarkable, you know. Awesome that you and your twin used to do it, though. I got into Warhammer back in 2015. Bought a Tau Farsight Enclave army. Fell out of the hobby with life. Came back in 2020 during COVID with buying a box of Start Collecting Nurgle Demons. Nice. Since then, I have amassed 5,500 points of Tyranids, 3,000 points of Orcs, 3,000 points of Dark Angels, plus 3,000 points of more Space Marines, 4,000 points of Scale Space Marines, all of Cities of Sigmar, 3,000 points of Stormcast. James, you are a man after my own heart. I'm exactly the same. I have more armies than I could shake an army-sized stick at. Now I have like 6k between Gits and Cruel Boys and maybe 2k Ideneth Deepkin and 2k Stormcast, while Girlfriend has 2,500 of Sylvaneth Treefolk. I love how much of you love Age of Sigmar. We're not quite an Age of Sigmar majority channel. That's proven by the viewership. But we're close. We're very close. And that makes me very happy. That's why we need to do a lot of Age of Sigmar battle reports, I think. Become the arbiters of quality for it. I got into it because of a friend who was going through a hard time. We agreed to meet up at least once a month to play a game. It's helped him enormously and has changed my life too. That's incredible, Stephen. You're incredible. That's so good. I love to hear that. That's wonderful. Um, 3,000 points of Oryx, a smattering Adeptus Sororitas, everything for Kill Team and Warcry. Everything. And you have a fantastic model collection. I can just sense it, and I love it. I'm so here for it, James. My two kids wanted to do it with their mates, but were a bit too young to do it by themselves, so we all started in 4th edition. They wanted the Space Marines, of course, so I got Tyranids. Boo! I got into it through my best mate from football. His parents owned a newsagent / toy shop, and every weekend we'd grab a new box and play. I still remember our first games of Landspeeder versus Rhino in '97. Oh man, this is such a. This stream was always intended to be about you guys, and just how incredible and wonderful you are. And honestly, I mean, I'm loving your stories. Stopped for a long time, then got back into it about 4 years ago. What an incredible 4 years it's been, Dave. Your Stormcast army. Chef's kiss. Love it. We used to go skip diving when the factory was in Eastwood near Notts. Really showing my age. Oh, yes, of course, because it was, wasn't it? Can you imagine going skip diving now? The wonderful things you could acquire. I mean, many wonderful things obviously would have been acquired when you were doing it, but sometimes I wonder what it must be like to. Do you know what I would really like to do? I would really like to go and have a look in Games Workshop's archive, because theoretically they should have one of everything ever in its original packaging and box and all that kind of thing. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about those old red clan packs and those old Warhammer 40k clan packs as well. I just want to see them again in the flesh and hold one, because I love them. I don't know what it is, but I just really like them. Like some of those old boxes as well. I really like old boxes of Warhammer. The new boxes look great. They look fantastic. Really love the old ones, who feature in both settings, obviously. I have 2 Battle Force boxes of Beast Snaggers, and I told myself 2024 is the year of the 40k Orc. The age of men is over. The time of the Orc has come. I hope we get a Grand Cathay line in Old War. I'm ready to dive into that TTRPG so hard. Yeah, man. Kislev. I think they've said it's coming. It's not going to be immediate, but it is coming. Uh, 40k is nice, but the minis for AOS just blow them out of the park. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the main reasons why I love it so much. I submitted my friend. Hope he's not too mad at me. He's pretty paranoid about using his own name online. Didn't write his last name though. He'll be fine. I don't think they. I don't. It's, you know, if you win, they'll get to see the lovely, nice thing that you said about them. I don't think they send emails out to everybody, but it's just, you know, you have to be in the shot, right? Because someone might read it and go, do you know what? That person is a hero, and they absolutely deserve to be on this wall. Got into it this year after years of wanting to and a friend hounding me. Dominion was my second box. Fell in love with Age of Darkness. Cannot wait for 4th. Yeah, it's on AOS, do you mean? Instead of AOD? Age of Darkness is also a thing. For some reason, Auric Warclan, Stormcast, Gits, and Soulblight Gravelords are not enough, and I'm seriously considering starting a Cities army. This is from starting in March last year. After not touching anything GWI since Hero Quest and Space Crusade when I was a kid. I've got a couple of old blisters, you can have one if you want for nostalgia. There you go, you corrected it, AOS. Gothmog for the win. Still have an old unopened pack with a metal librarian in it. Might open it someday. Yeah, and see, I don't have any of the old ones. I do have an old Warhammer Fantasy box of Bretonnian men-at-arms. I've set out a plan for my painting next year. January is Stormcast. Feb is Eldar. March Cruel Boys. April Nids. May Gits. June Blood Angels. July Emperor's Children. It sounds like a pretty sick plan. You just got to hope that nothing derails it. I really hope they remake the Skaven for 4th edition. That or they finally give Malekith a faction. I think both of those things... I think one of those things is definitely going to happen in the form of Malekith, because I think I think the next edition will be set in Ulgu. Because so far we've had quite a lot of... Well, generally they seem to go through... They pick a realm, and that's where we spend most of our time for an edition. But then there'll be another realm where a lot of stuff is also happening at the same time, and then the others are kind of a bit part during the edition. So, like, Shyish was obviously the main event in Soul Wars, but Hish was quite a big deal as well, obviously with the Lumineth and that returning. This year it's obviously been Gur. With this edition has been Gur with all the beasts stuff, but we've also returned quite a lot to Gyron and a little bit to Akshi. We have heard nothing from Ulgu yet, and I think Ulgu is the next unexplored corner of AOS. So whilst I don't think you'll see them in the core box, I think you will see Malekith's faction, and probably even indeed Malekith or Malarian himself. I think you'll see him maybe around Christmas. Maybe not that as soon as that, but I think they're coming this edition. It was either going to happen at the end of this one, or it was going to happen in the next one. Gur, aka Mudworld. Yeah. I remember playing Dawn of War years ago and playing other Warhammer games and watching lore videos. I somehow found Scribma and liked what they are doing. Found the friends group that builds such planes. So back in late September, I said I went to my local Warhammer store, bought a Dark Angels Combat Patrol, saw one of the guys restocking the line and bought him also. Due to eBay, I got my hands on a Wrath of the Soulforge King box and the Dark Vengeance box. On top of that, Hellblasters, a Predator that my girlfriend got me, and a Repulsor Executioner. Bought myself a Space Marine Battle Force for Christmas, so I'm already beyond 2k points. And with the announcements for the new Dark Angel stuff, I know what I will be getting for my birthday in the spring. Yeah, it's a good time to be a Dark Angels fan. And you've got a, quite frankly, ridiculously awesome group of miniatures there, Renee. I hope I'm saying your name right. Am I saying your name right? Please do correct me if I'm not. Reckon they will ever refresh Dark Elves? I need some Primaris Blackguard in my life. Yeah. No, I think it's going to happen. I think you're going to get the Druki, basically, in the form of Ulgu. Maybe they'll be called the Ulgineth or something. I'm not sure. I'm staring into the abyss of starting an AOS army. The Dominion box being $100 US dollars for 58 rad minis. I haven't even played my first 40k game yet, and I'm still addicted in collecting more minis. Stephen, that's part of it, right? Collecting minis is part of the game. It just is. What I would recommend, though, Stephen, there is I would say 80% chance that AOS 4 is on its way this coming summer. So if you can hold on, I mean, the Dominion box is great, don't get me wrong, but like, if you can hold on, there will be a new one soon. It's not very far away when you think about it, and they'll start previewing it very soon as well, because they'll be like, "Hey, happy Christmas! Here's a new Stormcast or something. You'll find out more about this in due time." I mean, usually they do that with something like a Space Marine or whatever. So it wouldn't surprise me to see another one of the Dark Angels kits that are allegedly coming. Because apparently they've not shown us everything that's coming for the Dark Angels. But AOS 4 is on its way. This year, guys, this year could potentially just absolutely annihilate 40k. I'm not like Old World, Fantasy, Warcry. I'm hoping there's going to be cool stuff for that. Underworlds, there's always amazing stuff for that. AOS 4, if that drops, if they do as many of the cool factions as they have done for AOS at the tail end of this year, but with new battle tomes and things like that, new ranges for new... Like, if there's new Skaven, new Stormcast, if there's everything Old World, and they still do, like they've done at the end of this year, they've done Iron Jaws, we've done Flesh Eater Courts, we've done... What else have we done this year? Slaves to Darkness, that was one. We've done all of the Dawnbringers books. So, you know, Trug, the Troggoth King, he's new. Everyone seems to have gotten a new character at some point, at least in every Grand Alliance. If they hit it as much as they have for AOS next year, I honestly don't see how 40k continues to pull in the numbers that it does, because there are so many people out there just being like, I think this AOS thing's got some legs. Renee, thank you very much for becoming a member. That is very, very kind of you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You are our 72nd new member of the day. And that is wonderful. LVO. Yeah, I mean, there'll be the LVO preview in January, of course. Oh, Carl. Or Carl. Carl. Get to catch a bit of the stream. Normally at work. Hope you're all good. We're great. If I'm being honest, Adam, I thought you would be the toughest nut to crack for Age of Sigmar. I was like, he really loves his 40k. He really does. But I will make a Sigmarite War Priest out of him yet. I think Age of Sigmar. I think Age of Sigmar. It's so weird. Like, I feel like Age of Sigmar and 40k have kind of swapped places a little bit. I think at one time, Age of 40k, I think 40k's position at the top of the pyramid would be unquestionable. I think it had the most compelling miniatures. I thought it looked the coolest when you were a kid. I thought, you know, it giant battle robots. What more could you like? It is definitely incredible. An incredible IP with incredible models and a rich background and history that is absolutely wonderful. Cass is here. Good evening, Castellan. We're very good. We're having a great time here. But I feel like as AOS continues to plow on ahead, I think it keeps going. Hey, look what we're capable of. Look what we're doing. Look at what incredible thing we're bringing out. And I think what AOS does a better job of is appealing to the hobbyist, as it were. I think 40k still does a better job of appealing to the gamer. than Age of Sigmar does. But I think when I say they swap places, I think there was a lot of people who would get into Warhammer through Warhammer Fantasy Battles, and then they'd move into 40k because it looked like it was more fun, and the models were more compelling. They were all on round bases, and they all acted individually, and there were some really cool characters, and there were tanks and stuff like that. I think now what you have is you have a lot of Warhammer 40k people going, those models look incredible. Let's go and see what that's all about. Thanks to the Tzeentch demons I've been painting to supplement my T-Suns, I have the beginning of an AOS army. We'll definitely take a look when the new edition lands. Yeah, man. 100%. My dad heard the news about 40k and Amazon signing deals for TV shows and got that confused to meaning they're going to be making 40,000 TV shows and movies about Warhammer. I mean, they might. 40,000 short reels. Can you imagine? We're not doing a TV show. What we're doing is 40,000 6-second reels. Seriously considering a city's army with each unit painted as a different city. Yeah, man. 100%. That would look dope. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I want to have a... It's like with my Astra Militarum. I want them to be core of one thing, but then have various other things tacked onto it. I want to do the same thing with cities. Core of Hammerhall Akshar, which I have. And then I want to add a couple of extra things here and there. I want to put some Gyran units in there and stuff like that. Carl says, only just started painting and was like, meh, I'm crap at this. One of the boys in work got me into you. And boom, you're a legend. Thanks for the guides and answers and explanations, etc. You're very kind. I'm currently looking for a new... I'm glad I could help, Kakal. I'm currently looking for a new LED lamp for my desk. Any recommendations? There are quite a few, dependent on your desk. I've got a video all about lighting your hobby desk, which you might find helpful, which will help you make decisions on which light you buy, because there's a number of different things for you to consider when buying a light. For example, how much space do you have? Do you have to pack down at the end of the night? Do you have a permanent desk setup? This, that, and the other. How well lit is the room? How often do you hobby, etc., etc. There's a lot of different things. The one thing I will say is I would recommend looking for a light that can get you. It's called K. Sounds like Kelvins, but it's the color of the light, right? So I'm going to turn my lights all the way up. Now, as you can see right now, according to this camera, I look like I'm fairly sat in. Well, I'm sat under the power of the sun, right? This is at 5200K. So this is a kind of a daylight color, right? If I take it all the way to 5600, you should see a bluish tint to me now. And if I take it all the way down to 3200, I'm now very yellow. This is not what you want. So when you're looking for a light, do not look for something that is any less. So this is 4000. This is generally where you see a lot of hobby lights. I still look a bit yellow and sickly. Look for something that's around about 5000K in terms of the color temperature of your light. That's daylight. Some lights will advertise at 6000. That's very blue. That is the easiest bit of advice I can give you. But yeah, there's lots of things to consider. But Vicious Goose says he just bought the Red Grass Games light. That's cool. I really like... I've been sponsored by them, of course, but I do really like the Serious Readers lights. They are very expensive. They are absolutely worth it from an eyesight point of view, because they're basically recommended by opticians. But they are quite an expensive solution, which doesn't fit every budget, of course. But as you can see, I wear glasses all day, every day, so looking after my eyes is important. And it doesn't help matters when I end up pinging plastic into my eye. That's not good. We don't like that. Hola, Polias. Says hi from Spain. See how much of my Spanish A level I can remember. What are you working on, Warhipster, and everyone else working on in chat? I'm currently working on Regimental Advisors and a Primaris Psyker for the Astra Militarum. Once they're done, I will then be working on Eisenhorn. And once he's done, I will then be working on Hector Rex and his retinue. Yeah, so I use, for most of my filming, I use these Niwa photography lights. If I do this. Oh. So you see this? This is a Niwa panel light. It is roughly an amount of inches wide. I don't know where my tape measure is. Oh, there's one here. So these are about 17.5 inch wide. So I've got one up here, and there's one directly opposite here as well. And then I film just here. That's all going to change soon, though. No banana for scale. No, sadly, not to hand. Did I tell you guys about the cool thing I did the other day? So I made my own SSD. You tried them out. Did they not work for you, Vicious Goose? Was it too much, or was it too little? Or was it not precise enough? Because that's the thing, is sometimes a more kind of accurate light based on how you sit can be helpful. I have all of this light because I bathe this entire area in light so that I've got freedom of movement, but it also means I can lean back and paint and this, that, and the other. So, next year, I am going to be reorganizing things around here. So, this live stream is going to look a little bit different. Too much light above my eyes. Yeah, that makes sense, Vicious Goose. Yeah, no, that's fair. They are quite hard to get below you as well. If you prefer to have it down underneath your eyes. Yeah. So I my entire desk is lit. But yeah, so not sponsored. I bought a lot of stuff from Ugreen because I want to be able to. It makes the trousers feel tighter. Well, if it isn't the Leagues of Joe Tan. Anyway, basically my phone is capable of shooting ProRes UHD 4K 60 FPS content, right? I usually shoot most of my content on a phone. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to do that for you guys. So that is what we're going to be doing next year. And I've got another camera that I want to buy. But I've got another camera that should suffice for now. But by merely plugging all of this together, I'm able to do it. So I'm able to film now in like super ProRes HDR. Yeah, there we go. So I can film some absolutely bonkersly good looking tutorials with the iPhone 15 Pro now. But it does mean that I'm going to have to redesign the office a little bit, which is something that I've been wanting to do for a little while anyway. And it's what we're going to do. So I've got a spare camera, but I want to buy another camera to basically... Palette cam is coming next year. Is the long and short of it, which I know a lot of you have been asking for. So you should get a lot more mixes and things actually showing you how it's done on the palette. We shall cut between them. I might even put my face in more of my paint tutorials, though I probably won't, because I'm like, my face doesn't add anything to the painting tutorial. We just want to get on with the painting tutorial. But palette cam is coming. So it's on its way. For those of you who've been asking and wanting it for a while. Ah, very cool. Boom. What time are we on? 22:54. Paint your face like gotcha in the someone that I used to know video. Yes sir, have you I haven't thought about that video in a long time. Anyway, guys, it is 5 to 11. We've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. I didn't realise the time because I started half an hour earlier than I normally do, and I'm not sure why I did that. But we did it anyway. So I'm probably going to leave it there, guys. This will be the last stream before Christmas, but we will be back next Wednesday with another stream to find out how everyone's Christmas was. For the last time tonight, but not the last time ever, I want to say a huge, massive thank you to all of you for everything this year. Everything that you are, everything that you have been, and everything that we will continue to help me to be, and all the great stuff that we've achieved together. 703 members is absolutely incredible. You saw my goal, 100 for the year, and we're 603 over that. So I want to wish you all a very happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas, a wonderful weekend, an incredible week. I hope you get lots of really cool Warhammer toys and various other toys, because Christmas is a time for toys. I hope your families have a great Christmas. I wish you nothing but health and good fortune and lots of love to every single one of you out there for being absolutely incredible and wonderful people. Have a great Christmas. Have a great time, and I will see you all after Christmas for another live stream. Be the best, because I know you already are. Bye for now. 2 more likes where everyone gets coal in their stocking. Happy Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.